32 and now on AM Extra. Grief is to feel, not fix. Those are the words of Brennan Wood, the executive director of the Dougy Center, which is a free resource for families grieving after the loss of a loved one. We've highlighted the Dougy Center's work for years here on Coin 6 in Portland CW, and now we're diving into that mission once again. Also, the philosophy behind the organization here this morning. We do have Brennan Wood with us. It's always great to see you, Brennan. Good morning.
Hi, so nice to see you, Travis.
Yeah, great to have you back. All right, so when you say grief is to feel, not fix, what do you mean by that?
Well, I think that grief is often mischaracterized as this isolated, short experience of intense sadness. And grief is actually much, much, much more than that. It can be a cognitive, behavioral, social, spiritual, all sorts of things are wrapped up into grief. And so grief is really this experience to be felt, not something that is wrong with you to be fixed.
And then with the Dougy Center, again, we've talked about how you go about this mission at the Dougy Center, helping families, helping kids process that grief, navigate that grief, also maybe reduce the stigma of needing to feel this grief. What is the overall mission behind the Dougy Center? Catch us back up to speed.
Yeah. So Dougy Center provides a safe place for children, teens, young adults, and their family who are grieving before and after a death. So we bring kids together based on their shared lived experience. We put them into groups based on who died and often even how they died, or other ways that they can connect with one another so that they don't feel like they're the only kid in the world that this has happened to.
How does the process at the Dougy Center help? You know, when you're a kid and you're going through loss, you know, it can be a confusing and tough to navigate time. What is it about the Dougy Center that is that helping hand, do you think?
Well, I will speak from personal experience because I went to the Dougy Center in 1987 when I was 12 and my mom died. And what that experience was like for me was not only did I meet the only kids I'd known who had also had a parent die, but I also was surrounded by caring adults who knew how to support me in my grief in a much healthier and stronger way than unfortunately anyone else in my world did at the time. So we really provide a sense of normalcy, a sense of community, and safe outlets for expression where kids can learn how to express themselves in maybe ways that are more healthy for them and long-term for our community and our world.
Well, in the Dougy Center, it's a free resource. You know, you often do have waiting lists, but what is accessible to families looking at the Dougy Center for help?
Yeah, so yes, it is a resource that is provided at no cost to families who are grieving. Our Pathways program is for before a death, and then we have a ton of resources and support for after a death. We have certainly never had a time in our history where we haven't had kids waiting, and that's why we always need this community to come together and support Dougy Center and our services so we can grow to continue to try to meet the expanding need. But certainly we also have a ton of free resources, tip sheets, videos, books, all sorts of ways that we can surround a family with resources and support during what might be one of the hardest times they ever navigate.
Yeah, and I know that you have multiple locations, and that's been a big emphasis for the Dougy Center to expand, to become more accessible. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is to hop online to dougy.org or to give us a call, and you can learn more about our services, about where we serve families at 3 different locations in the Portland metro area. Get signed up for an orientation and come and check out what we're doing and see if it's a right fit for your family.
I mean, same goes for volunteers too, right? And that's where, you know, full transparency, I'd volunteer with the Dougy Center. We've talked about that on the show here before, but if you're a potential volunteer, also reach out and ask questions, right?
Absolutely. We need volunteers. We depend on our volunteers. Thank you for your service. To do what we do. All of our groups are run by a Dougy Center staff person who has at least a master's level education in the social service field. But the majority of the adults who work with kids are trained volunteers. So I'd encourage anyone who's interested in volunteerism to hop online and check it out or to give us a call. And we do obviously have a training process that we put our volunteers through. And it is a tremendous tremendous opportunity to give back to our community and to children and families when they need it most.
Yeah, it's just an unbelievable mission. It's always great to talk about. Brennan, always appreciate your time. Thanks for coming back in.
Thank you for having me.
And we're going to actually continue our conversation. We're diving deeper into the topic of grief and the work of the Dougy Center in our Coin Conversations series. These are 20 to 30-minute conversations with newsmakers across the community right now on the Coin Plus app. They air every day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 7 p.m. there. So again, Brennan and I are going to dive further into this topic on Coin Plus. Stay tuned for that. 7:38.